It is Saturday, the 4th of July, 2026. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields, and we're watching a tropical wave on the move. We've been seeing some of that. You've been letting me know yesterday where we had some of the rain. Watching out for some areas of rain as we go through the day. We're going to see some of that rain building back to the west. We will see an increased chance of some rain down the road. I want to cover that, but I also want to start to look ahead to some stronger tropical waves. So as we work right here, we are in Barbados, Eastern Caribbean. Couple tropical waves out there, open waters of the Atlantic, a stronger one coming off. As we get into mid and late month, what I'm looking at is some stronger tropical waves. Makes sense as we get deeper into the hurricane season. We'll see if they survive. But again, in an El Nino pattern, we don't expect as many named storms. But here's the issue. What does develop could aggressively get stronger because while we're drier now, dust has been winning out. I'll show you the dust in just a second. The dust has been winning out. That also in turn allows the water temperatures to warm, and in some cases quicker than average. We don't have as much rain around. We haven't had as much rain around. So those water temperatures really starting to heat up the Gulf, back toward the Caribbean, even back toward the Atlantic. And that is a concern. And it's not just that. It's the heat content, the ocean heat content that behind the scenes I'm really watching. Now, usually as you go down into the water, it gets cooler. So if a hurricane or something comes on top of the water, it kind of brings up some of that cooler water. So maybe it can't get as strong or at least intensify. But we're getting these areas of high ocean heat content. That's where it's not only warm at the surface, but it's warm way down below. So if you get a tropical wave or some sort of named system out there kind of rolling across areas of high ocean heat content, it just churns up more warm water and just feeds it. The warm water helps intensify these things. Unfortunately, we saw that with Melissa, we saw that with Beryl, and this is what I'm watching. Well, the good news is we don't have any named systems out there, right? Always keep it in perspective. No name systems, I'll take that any day of the week. We are watching out for these high areas of ocean heat content. Right through here, we're starting to see some oranges and some reds popping up from the western to central sections of the Caribbean, even back toward the Gulf. We know the water's warm, but in these areas, if we get something that does develop, and finds a window to develop and it goes over these high ocean heat content areas, those are the systems that can develop. And I've seen that with El Nino years. Maybe there's not a bazillion named storms out there, but the ones that do develop could really pack a punch. And that's what I'll be watching out for. I'll be monitoring any signs of development, but also what we're seeing in the environment, like the ocean heat content. Short term, not seeing any signs of development. Caribbean back through the Gulf. There's a little more purple out here, which is kind of catching my eye. Not that anything's going to develop, but this model is saying, hey, these tropical waves that come off over the next several weeks, they're going to be stronger. So I'll keep an eye on them. I'll do the worrying behind the scenes right now, not seeing anything. A little concerned about the ocean heat content because, boy, that is getting warm, but not seeing any signs of development. We may get a little development over toward the Eastern Pacific. I'll show you that in just a second. Now, we're also getting that next surge of dust today. Let me know in the comments if you do have any of that. All the way west toward Puerto Rico, U.S. and British Virgin Islands, St. Kitts and Nevis, Saba, some of that dust, back through Dominica, down through Barbados, St. Lucia. Trinidad and Tobago, some of the dust, Grenada, seeing some of that dust. And then it stretches by tomorrow all the way back near Jamaica. You see these deeper purples and some of these yellows. That's where the dust is. Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Turks and Caicos, and then streaming up even into the central Bahamas in pretty thick, heads up on Monday. And that'll lift even more so near Florida and the northern Bahamas as we get deeper into the next working week, and then stretching all the way across near Belize, Mexico, watching the Bay Islands, you get over toward Honduras, Providencia, San Andres, Cayman Islands. Lower air quality by Monday. Cuba with some of that dust moving in and still around Jamaica. So pretty big surge of dust moving in. I'll be watching your comments. And again, that adds to some of the breathing issues. Now, watching a tropical wave slide by, so we've got some of the rain across the Dominican Republic, may catch some across the ABC Islands. That out there, that green is actually dust. The model's picking up on the dust. So we have a tropical wave moving in, but quickly behind it is some dust. The rain is building though. Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama, we've had some of the downpours, not for all of us, but we've been watching some of the downpours and you see some of that moisture lifting through. This is the tropical wave. To the north though, while we could get a few thunderstorms, that dust is winning out. So it's really kind of down to the south where we have some of the moisture. Watching the next tropical waves by tomorrow, getting a little closer to Guyana and Suriname. Then by the time we get into Monday, see some of that moisture trying to feed toward Honduras. May catch a few more showers near Jamaica. We'll see how this shakes out. I'm not certain yet because we have the dust around. Sometimes these models show something that doesn't really happen, because I know there's dust and dry air. Rain chance may be a little higher, but it may not be so significant. But you see out into the Atlantic Monday into Tuesday. This is Tuesday, approaching Barbados. There is more rain approaching Trinidad and Tobago. We'll see if that hangs together and how it fights through some of the dust through the upcoming week, because a lot of us really need to get some rain. Scattered areas of rain will be on the move. This here is Wednesday. By Wednesday, though, we should get more moisture scattered about Central America, Cuba, Jamaica, Haiti, the DR. Better chance of some of that rain. Guyana, Suriname, Trinidad, we'll be seeing that. But it is going to be a battle between some of the rain and some of the dust. We'll get these tropical waves moving in, but sometimes the dry air just eats at them, and we've seen that together. Now, as we lift to the north, a front to the south of Bermuda, there's some of the rain, Haiti and the DR today, and bigger thunderstorms back through central and south Florida. Some of those could be quite strong. A couple little showers possible in the Bahamas. There are some of the moisture parts of Mexico, scattered rain as we get back toward Arkansas and Louisiana. So as we work our way into tomorrow, as we work our way into the second half of the weekend, kind of a front hanging out here, scattered areas of rain and storms as we work our way into our Sunday. And then let's get into Monday. You see by Monday, there's that little batch near Jamaica we'll keep an eye on. Scattered storms near Florida, near the northern Bahamas, and then watching back toward the Turks and Caicos. But again, at this point too, we have that dust, right? I showed you that earlier. Some of that dust that'll even be lifting back toward the northern Bahamas in Florida as we get into Monday into Tuesday. Strong to severe storms, southern New England, down through the mid-Atlantic for later today as we lift to the north. Strong storms, Minnesota down to the south of the front. Scattered showers, Atlantic region of Canada back toward Newfoundland. There's that front again, mid-Atlantic of the United States, very active as we work our way into our Sunday. And then as we get into Monday, that moisture lifting from the mid-Atlantic back through New England, Cape Cod on Monday. Looking on the wet side, scattered storms back through Virginia, North Carolina, even South Carolina. Still some scattered showers and storms, northern Bahamas, Florida, and a couple popping up as we get into Texas as we work our way into Monday. Seas a little choppy here and there, nothing crazy. Again, we're not seeing any huge tropical wave moving in, so the seas for the most part are behaving, but be mindful of a couple thunderstorms because we always have to watch out for some lightning. Now, back through the northern Bahamas, we may get a few spots upwards of 50 millimeters of rain, especially if some of the rain and storms from Florida kind of drift that way. Big time storms in parts of Florida, 5, 6, 7 inches of rain will be a potential for 3-day rain totals. Getting back through Cuba, much of the same. Haiti and the Dominican Republic, scattered storms, kind of half and half for us in Jamaica. Could catch a couple showers in the Cayman Islands, but again, all of these locations for us, we're going to see that dust moving in if it hasn't moved in already. And that's why Puerto Rico, around the Horn, Anguilla, St. Martin, St. Bart's, Antigua and Barbuda, Virgin Islands, Saba, Statia, St. Kitts and Nevis, that rain chance kind of low. Montserrat, Dominica, passing shower, Martinique, St. Lucia, Barbados, couple passing showers through here, anywhere from St. Vincent the Grenadines, Grenada, through Trinidad and Tobago. We could catch a couple scattered showers. Heavy stuff, interior sections of Venezuela, but even northern sections, being mindful of the ongoing efforts in the wake of the double earthquakes. Heaviest stuff interior, but northern Venezuela seeing some of that rain back through Guyana and parts of Suriname. Building, as I mentioned, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. Some of that tries to feed back toward Honduras, parts of Belize, El Salvador, and Guatemala as we go throughout the week. Scattered storms across the Yucatan Peninsula, a little bit more near Mexico City, not as much Monterrey, and then scattered storms I showed you over toward the United States, especially parts of New England and the mid-Atlantic. Some big areas of storms, not only today, but over the next couple of days, and some of those could be severe. So Jamaica, we're looking at about a 40% chance, but we're about to see some of that dust move in as well. Maybe not today, but that air quality is going to start to drop in a day or two. Same thing in the Cayman Islands, or rain chance running at about 30%. A 30% chance the next couple of days, Trinidad and Tobago, but by the time we get into Monday, a higher chance of rain, Trinidad and Tobago. Maybe not as much Tobago, a little bit more Trinidad. Even on Monday in Barbados, we'll bump up to about a 40% chance. Isolated back through St. Lucia, 30 to 40% chance over the next couple of days. Grenada on Monday with that next tropical wave will be up to about a 50% chance, and a 50% chance on Monday. St. Vincent the Grenadines. Meantime, watching the dust, the low air quality. Martinique, rain chance 30%. Dominica, rain chance 30%. We have some of the dust around. Doesn't mean we can't catch a couple showers, but the rain chance low. Guadeloupe, 20 to 30%. In the next 3 days, Antigua and Barbuda, just a 20% chance, 10 to 20% chance. St. Kitts and Nevis and Montserrat, mainly dry as we work our way back through Anguilla and St. Bart's. Thick dust at times. St. Martin, Saba, and Statia, really thick dust. Isolated pop-up shower storm in Puerto Rico, but very low air quality back toward the British and U.S. Virgin Islands with some of that dust around. Scattered showers possible, parts of the Bahamas, but as we work our way Monday into Tuesday, even Wednesday, some of that dust will be lifting through, getting back through the Turks and Caicos. We're about to get some of that dust moving in. That'll keep the rain chance low. Some pop-up storms are possible in Haiti. Some of those can be strong. I've been watching your comments. Same thing back toward the DR, but eventually we get some of the dust, and that allows the rain chance to drop off Sunday into Monday, at least somewhat, back through Haiti and the DR. The Dominican Republic, you can see that rain chance will be trending down by Monday. We work our way back through Belize, rain chance running at about 30%, so isolated as far as showers are concerned. Now, Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire, if we've got a chance of rain, it would be today, maybe a couple scattered showers, or tonight while we're sleeping. Then the rain chance drops off. We have that tropical wave moving by. There's not a lot with it, but let me know if you catch a shower back through the ABC Islands, Guyana and Suriname. Rain chance 60 to 70, 50% chance in Suriname, I should say. Guyana a little bit higher. Cuba, some scattered storms favoring central and eastern sections, Costa Rica and Panama. Let me know if you're getting any of the rain. A 60% chance, Panama and Costa Rica. Nicaragua, it is starting to build, a 50 to 60% chance, especially on the Caribbean side. Honduras also starting to build by the time we get into Monday. Guatemala, El Salvador, same thing. By Monday, we're up to a 60% chance, 70 to 80% chance back through Mexico City. 40 to 50% chance across the Yucatan Peninsula, some scattered showers possible. Northern Colombia, we're looking at a 60% chance today. In northern Venezuela, as I mentioned, a 60% chance. A little bit more, though, across our interior sections. Rain chance in Bermuda, staying minimal the next 2 days with that front to the south. Big time afternoon storms, though, around central Florida. Most of it will be just inland from Tampa and St. Pete's, but a couple storms will be a possibility as well. And as we work our way into Miami, the rain chance will be building on Monday. We also may see some dust try to squeak in later on Monday. Houston, rain chance about 30 to 40%. So a tropical wave on the move, a dust coming in back behind it, lower air quality, and then monitoring what we've got going on. We're very early in the hurricane season, watching the water temperatures, the ocean heat content, and stronger tropical waves. Next name on the list, that'll be Bertha. Hopefully that is no time soon. So I'll be watching your comments as we go throughout the day. Have a really good Saturday ahead.